Welcome to CARICOMP Insider, where high-tech facial recognition meets real-world intelligence. What if the face that breaks your investigation isn't from a criminal, but from a machine? A synthetic face built by AI can now mimic the exact skin texture, landmark spacing, and micro-asymmetry that trained examiners rely on to confirm a real person. And most forensic workflows have never been tested against one. This matters if you work cases. It matters if you build security systems. It matters if you've ever trusted a face match to hold up in court. Researchers and forensic practitioners are now urging a shift. Stop waiting for a real deepfake to expose your blind spots. Instead, run controlled synthetic faces through your own comparison workflow on purpose. Stress test it like a fire drill. Find the blocked exit before the building's actually burning. The driving question is simple. If your method has never faced an image specifically engineered to fool it, do you actually know what your method is worth? Facial comparison systems fail in predictable ways. The three most common failure modes are lighting shifts beyond a certain angle, partial blockages covering roughly a quarter of facial landmarks, and age gaps of about a decade between reference images. Every one of those conditions can be reproduced in a synthetic test face. That means investigators can engineer the exact scenario that would break their process and patch it before a real case arrives. For security pros, this is actionable today. You don't need a vendor, you need a controlled test set. The fakes themselves have gotten dramatically better. Generative AI models now train on datasets of tens of millions of images. A well-built synthetic face carries statistically realistic skin texture, landmark spacing, even subtle asymmetry. Those are the very features human examiners treat as authenticity cues. The tells that worked a few years ago, they don't reliably work anymore. So why do most investigators still trust the human eye as the final call? NIST research has shown that even trained forensic examiners perform significantly worse than automated distance analysis when comparing faces across variable lighting and pose. Algorithms aren't perfect, but under tough conditions, they consistently outperform human judgment on raw accuracy. Yet most workflows still default to a person making the last decision. That gap between confidence and performance is exactly where synthetic faces will exploit you. Most people assume deepfake detection and facial comparison are the same problem. They're not. Detection asks, is this image fake? Comparison asks, do these two faces belong to the same person? A synthetic face can beat your detection layer and still get flagged by a rigorous comparison workflow, or sail right through a sloppy one. So, plain and simple, AI can now build faces realistic enough to fool experienced examiners. Your comparison workflow has known, testable weak points. The move is to attack your own process with synthetic faces before a real case does it for you. Hardening your comparison methods separately from your detection tools, that's the insight worth carrying forward. The full story's in the description if you want the deep dive. Now you know something most people in this industry don't. Use it. And when you're ready to put it to work, caricomp.com. We'll see you tomorrow.